A month later, we see Eliaria at her new school, and she is learning more about magic. Then she was deep in thought, because she was very sad. The class was too easy, and the other students avoided her, because she has the highest rank of a noble. Later, Eliaria met an unknown person. She introduced herself as the eldest daughter of the Vilden noble family. Michelle was very polite, and Eliaria said she doesn't have to speak so polite. Followed, Eliaria said that Michelle can call her Ellie, so they became friends. Eliaria then said that the class was too easy, and the other students avoided her. Michelle agreed, replying that she hadn't made any friends either. Eliaria thought Michelle was very popular. Suddenly, Michelle told her that on the first day the other girls thought she was a prince. Meanwhile, Miyabi unwittingly listened their conversations. Following this, Michelle showed her a magic circle, and Eliaria immediately thought of alchemy. Michelle replied that she cannot use alchemy. Then she said that she is trying to teach herself magic circle science. Suddenly, Michelle asked why she immediately thought of alchemy. Eliaria replied that she has a friend who could use alchemy. Following this, Michelle added a mixture to the magic circle. Eliaria noted that Michelle is a passionate researcher like Ryoma. Then Miyabi got curious, and Michelle started her experiment. The magic circle glowed and sparks were created. Michelle spotted Miyabi and apologized for scaring her. Suddenly, Miyabi said she had a message for Eliaria. Eliaria was surprised and asked by whom. So Miyabi replied that she had a message from a boy, and she didn't want to cause bad rumors. Then Eliaria found out that Ryoma is befriended with Miyabi. Then Miyabi said that she should wish her good luck in school from Ryoma. Suddenly, Eliaria remembered the last evening with Ryoma. She was happy that Ryoma tried to help her make some friends. So Eliaria asked if Miyabi would like to be her friend. Miyabi was happy to be friends with Eliaria, and Michelle decided to befriend with the two girls as well. Afterwards, Michelle asked if they would like to form a team for practical training together. They were surprised and talked about the practical training. Everyone agreed with their new group, and Miyabi pointed out that they need 6 people in their group. They then sought out Riley. She was a noble daughter of the Silford family. Michelle said, she's a bit fussy about rules. She is also very capable and treats everyone equally. Followed then, Riley defeated her opponent in a fight. Michelle then told her that they want to form a team together, and she immediately accepted to join their group. The girls were happy, but Miyabi asked her if she was sure about the decision. Miyabi knew that Riley is the best swordswoman in school, and was invited by many others. Riley replied that the others were arrogant, and she liked to join their group. Then they thought about finding another person for their group. Suddenly they spotted a commoner girl. She was a craftswoman, and they decided to invite her to their group. Kanan looked sad, and she was surprised when Miyabi spoke to her. Suddenly, Miyabi invited her to join their group, and she was delighted. She then thanked them for allowing her to join their group. Kanan comes from a famous family of craftsmen who create magical items. Followed, she said she's a loser, so they learned that she can create magic items, but she needs the support of others because she can only use enchanting magic. Unfortunately, most nobles avoid her, and she has been rejected by many people to join their teams. Michelle and the others had no problem with her ability, and they wanted Kanan in their team. Kana thanked them, and she was happy, because everyone was so nice. The next day, practical training started, and Miyabi asked if they had any experience with outdoor camping. Eliaria and Riley said they had some experience with outdoor camping. Then the teacher said that class is about to start, so all the students went into the forest and they set up their tents. They should also learn to live alone without servants. Then we see the students. Most of them had problems with setting up their tents. Eliaria's team managed to set up their tents with ease, and they were also able to create a fire. Suddenly we see 2 girls. They asked another group to set up the tent for them. The other group refused, and they started arguing with each other. At night, Eliaria's group were surprised that many had difficulties with outdoor camping, so they went to sleep. The next morning a tent collapsed and a girl was injured. The girl blamed the other group that they are the guilty one. Suddenly they wanted to fight each other, but Miyabi stopped them. After that, Eliaria healed the injured girl, and they helped rebuild the collapsed tent. They later thanked Eliaria's team, but Michelle said they should apologize to the other girls. As a result, the 2 troublemakers apologized. Later, Eliaria said that they should all work together and support each other. Everyone agreed, and they built a toilet together. After that, Eliaria showed Kanan how to build a trap. Below, we see that the girls all gathered vegetables together. The students combined all their abilities, so they could create a harmonious life together. When a girl was fetching water, she tripped, and Eliaria immediately helped her. She said thanks to Eliaria, and the girl saw flowers. Meanwhile, the teachers were very proud of the students, especially proud of Eliaria's team. So many beautiful days passed, and they made a campfire on the last day. They all had a lot of fun camping, and Eliaria's team all wanted to make lots of friends now. Suddenly, Eliaria remembered Ryoma's words. After that, a girl that Eliaria have helped showed up. She wanted to give Eliaria flowers that she had collected. Eliaria was very happy, and she wrote all her great experiences to her crush Ryoma. She also sent Ryoma tasty berries for his slimes. Then we see the bamboo forest employees planning to set up a stage. Callum said to Ryoma that the preparations will be done soon, and Ryoma was looking forward to the festival as well. He then watched the Semloid group practice their performances. Ryoma was impressed by their passion for demonstrating swordsmanship. Suddenly Guildmaster Worgen appeared. He wanted to thank Ryoma for hunting the ants. He then asked Ryoma to do a special quest for him. Worgen needed a person capable of using space magic, so he could only ask Ryoma. It was the perfect quest for Ryoma, and he accepted immediately. The next morning, Ryoma and the other adventurers were gathered in Worgen's office. They learned that they need the wood from the monsters that called Trants. Then they asked why they should defeat 300 of them. Worgen replied that they need the materials for the city renewals. So Worgen planned to build a new town for tourists outside the south gate. Meanwhile, Celia wondered why they didn't use regular wood for construction. So Worgen replied that the famous architect refused to use normal wood. Then Asahi was chosen to lead their team. They also learned that Ryoma uses his space magic as a support. Mia and the other adventurers liked Ryoma and were looking forward to fighting the monsters with him. Followed, they were on their way to the forest. Ryoma was happy to do a quest with his friends in a party again, because he had great memories of his last quest with them. Then they discussed together their plan to find and hunt the monsters. So Lipin said that the monster's weak point is their face. Then Celia asked if they were easily distinguishable from normal trees. Lipin replied that they can feel their magic, because the monsters are magical beings. In the evening, Mia set up the tents, and she saw Ryoma getting things out of his item box. He showed their folding chairs, and he had taken a table as well. Mia and the others were surprised by Ryoma, and Mia praised him. She said he is a genius, and Ryoma was flattered by her kind words. They then discussed their strategy to fight the monsters. Then Asahi tried to cheer Ryoma up, because he noticed Ryoma was tense the whole time. So he said that Ryoma can relax, and they all will support him. Then Walana and Mizelia said that they will help out in case of trouble. The next morning they started their quest, and they went into the forest. Later, Lipin spotted a Trant, and he ordered to start attacking. Ryoma also senses the magic, and the adventurers attacked the monster. They immediately defeated the tree, and Ryoma collected the materials with his slimes. Following this, Lipin opened his dimension home, and they immediately wanted to hunt more Trants. After that, Lipin discovered 3 more monsters, and the adventurers ran to the monsters. All adventurers attacked the Trants, and Ryoma supported them with wind magic. Following, Ryoma was allowed to fight against a Trant too, and he bravely dodged the attacks of the monster. Then Ryoma defeated them with a clean cut. Suddenly Lipin realized that something is weird. But first they wanted to take a break, and Ryoma sensed something suspicious in the forest too. In the afternoon they had lunch, and Asahi praised Ryoma for his good work. Then Celia asked Ryoma about his weapon, and he replied that he transformed his slime into a katana sword. The others were amazed by Ryoma's skills as a slime tamer. Suddenly, Mizelia discovered a new type of slime. Ryoma learned that the slime called a fluff slime, and he has the ability to fly. Then Lipin used his new space spell, which teleported the slime to him. He wanted to help Ryoma tame the slime. As a result, Ryoma tamed a fluff slime, and he checked out his new slime's abilities. Ryoma learned that he has a multiplication level of 8. Lipin explained more about his new fluff slime. Meanwhile, Mia said that she likes to see Ryoma's playing with the slimes, so Ryoma blushed at his friend's words. After that they went to the forest and they sensed a dangerous aura that was very strong. Lipin noticed that the trees have disappeared from their location. He suspected that a high-level monster had appeared. Then their adventurers' party began hunting the Trants. They fought many monsters and supported each other. Suddenly, Walana was injured. Ryoma protected the two in time. After that, Ryoma attacked all the trees, and together they managed to defeat the trees. Then they went deeper into the forest, and they hunted down many monsters. Suddenly, Ryoma stuck his sword into the ground, and he summoned all of his metal slimes. Ryoma turned his slimes into axes, and he threw the axe at the trance. So all adventurers and Ryoma managed to defeat the monsters quickly. Suddenly, a strong Trant appeared, who was stronger than any other. Lipin said it's an Elder Trant, so they started to fight the Elder Trant together, but his slimes were frightened by the Elder Trant's magic. Ryoma sent his slimes back to his dimension home. After that, the Trants protected their boss and they attacked the adventurers. Following this, Ryoma created a concrete floor and they got ready to attack the monsters. However, all adventurers fought the Trants, and the axes were rusted by the Elder Trant's attack. Lipin and Asahi couldn't believe their weapons were useless. Suddenly Ryoma had a plan, and he transformed one of his slimes into an axe. Ryoma then attacked with his high-quality metal slimes, and he managed to hurt the monster. So he gave his friends the new weapon to fight against the Elder Trant. Ryoma transformed his slimes into a powerful Morning Star weapon. He then attacked the Elder Trant, and the boss monster was weakened. Then he throws his weapon at the boss monster again. Also, a treasure chest appeared. Then Ryoma was praised by Asahi, and he said that Ryoma is a great person. In the evening they celebrated their victory together, and Ryoma served his friends fried vegetables. Mia and the girls said his food is delicious. Then Lipin said that the buried magic stones were a surprise. Meanwhile Asahi was crying, because he was drank the soup and Ryoma told him about where he get the miso. After that they enjoyed their dinner together, and Ryoma had a lot fun with them.